Hi there, Bree. We were told there would be some peeved politicians and some most fun to happy strap hangers at this gathering here beneath the 40th Street station in Queens, and well, that's exactly what we found.
What do we want? Fix the 7. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
The rally taking place beneath the elevated tracks in Sunnyside. Councilman Jimmy Van Bramer and Congressman Joe Crowley were among those pressing the MTA to improve service on the line and to finish a long-running signal upgrade project. That is the long-running effort to bring what's known as communications-based train control to the 7 line. It's a more modern signal technology that would allow more trains to run per hour. Now, this is work that was supposed to be completed in late 2016. Then in late 2017, then by June 30th, and now transit officials say it's unlikely to be done until November of this year.
You can't keep moving the goalposts on hard-working people who need to get to work, who need answers, who deserve deadlines that the MTA can actually accomplish and meet.
This is a treasure of our city, and the neglect will only compound the problems of delays.
The MTA said that Chairman Joe Lhota toured the 7 line with local elected officials, among them Councilman Van Bramer, just a few weeks back. That was ahead of an announcement this week that the agency is spending $45 million on structural work to the line. An MTA spokesman added, quote, also this past month, Transit President Andy Byford told MTA board members that he's very unhappy about delays and is aggressively pushing the contractor installing the brand new signal system on the 7 line to work harder and complete the job sooner than the contractor's new projection. Bree, I was down on the tracks a few years ago seeing the work get done on this signal system. It's intricate work, has countless small pieces, and it stretches all the way from Flushing Main Street to 34th Street Hudson Yards in Manhattan. Not an easy job, but installing a better signal technology is certainly a must on a line that is already very crowded, and particularly that runs along neighborhoods that are seeing more and more high-rises, therefore more pressure on the line. Bree?
All right, thank you, Jose.
You're moving? Using the traditional model, you think, great, I'm moving. I need boxes, I need tape, I need to pack my stuff. I have no time. Start moving smart. You can save time by having Bundle Box deliver and pick up for free. Bundle Box require no
premium compression, rates rising. This is the first time we're raising rates ahead of a default cycle. We don't know what's going to happen.
Gripped seemingly by something you mentioned, Gina, I think is becoming a theme. A lot of people worried about late cycle, and not reflected on late cycle as a place, a decent time for decent gains, but late cycle meaning we're getting closer to the end. Do you see that a little bit more today?
Yeah, I mean, there's this tremendous hesitancy on the part of the investment community, sort of worried. This is the top. This is the top. Even if it's 1998, how much more predictable gains can you get? And it just, there is this sentiment out there right now that earnings can't get any better. The Fed is tightening policy. Inflation pressures are rising. Bond credit spreads are starting to inch a little bit higher. There's just this sort of lack of enthusiasm for risk. And I think that's a lot of because investors are sort of preempting the cyclical end. They're looking at all these indicators and they're saying, oh, it's close enough to over.
Yeah.
I can't take that risk right now.
That's the market view, Andrew. What's the economist's view? Are we late cycle? How late cycle are we?
So I think everybody would say the cycle's been running for a long time, and so you have to kind of be cognizant of the fact that we could be approaching the next recession at some point. If you look at the yield curve, and a lot of clients that we speak with are looking at that yield curve, seeing a very flat yield curve, especially in forward space, and that is the single best predictor of recession that we have. So I think that does give you some pause when you're looking at it. But I think to the point that you're making, is this 2007 or is it 2005? And when you look fundamentally at the economy and you say, yes, aggregate leverage is higher in the economy, but it's really the sovereign that's built up debt. Consumers haven't built up debt.
Yeah.
So what is that catalyst that's going to generate the next recession? It's hard to see that domestically.
Andrew, just mentioning the yield curve, though, there's a big difference between flattening, flat, and inverted. We can be flattening, and even before we're inverted, what should we inverted?
Okay, it's May 3rd, 2018 at 9:20 a.m. This is Bloomberg, Channel 30 with Spectrum. So, Okay, once again, it's May 3rd, 2018, 9:21 a.m. We're looking out of the windows of 255 West 43rd Street, looking direction northwest at the Twin Chimneys operated by John's Pizzeria. Located their entrance, it's open to the public, is 260 West 44th Street. The reason I emphasize that, I don't know if they have a different address or a different entrance for their employees or for their service technicians perhaps. I don't know that, but I'm just listing the publicly available data. We were told by the first DEP inspector who showed up here, I think it was 2000, I'll have to check the dates. He spent about 4 hours here and determined it was these twin smokestacks belong to John's Pizzeria. And I'll just confirm that with this camera that we're looking at the same source of information. We're both okay, it's 9:24 a.m. You see the same thing on both cameras. Okay, I have to get ready for breakfast. Someone's picking me up in a few minutes. I haven't even showered. This is so time consuming. I wish the DEP would, once again it's 9:25 a.m. I wish they would come stay here for an hour from 8:45 to, or half an hour, 8:45 to 9:15. And you get convince New Yorkers more with song. You have to do a song and a dance before they'll do anything for you. So the DEP inspector, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Okay, it's now 9:26 a.m. My breakfast partner's picking me up in 4 minutes. I'm still not ready. Oh boy. Okay, I have got to close this window. I think you get the idea. It's now 9:30.